Have you ever watched your dog growl at someone who seemed normal, then later learned something about them was off? Maybe they smiled, acted polite, said the right things, and still your dog stiffened, stared, or refused to go near them. What if your dog is catching signals you miss? Tonight, you're about to see why your dog may be reading people more accurately than you do, and why that reaction matters. If you love deep, science-backed stories about dogs and the bond you share with them, subscribe now, because the final reason on this list changes the way you'll see your dog forever. Number 8. Your dog watches how people treat you. A bad person does not always reveal themselves by hurting your dog. Sometimes they reveal themselves by the way they treat you. Your dog studies those interactions. In one famous experiment, dogs watched their owners struggle with a container and asked two strangers for help. One person helped, another refused and turned away. After that, both people offered food to the dog, and the dogs did something chilling. They avoided the person who had refused to help their owner. The stranger never harmed the dog, but the dog still formed a negative judgment based on how that human behaved toward you. That means your dog is not just reacting to tone. Your dog may be tracking loyalty, cooperation, and social tension. So when someone enters your life and your dog suddenly becomes distant, the question may not be, "What is wrong with my dog?" The real question may be, "What did my dog notice before I did?" Source. Number 7. Dogs learn when a person is unreliable. You may think your dog obeys any confident human voice. Science says otherwise. Dogs are excellent at following human gestures, especially pointing. But researchers discovered something important. If a person repeatedly points the dog toward the wrong place, the dog starts losing trust in that person's signals. Not all signals, that person's signals. In simple words, your dog can learn that a specific human is not reliable. A person does not need to be openly dangerous to set off a dog's suspicion. Sometimes all it takes is inconsistency, mixed signals, false promises, strange energy paired with behavior that does not line up. Your dog may not think in moral words like liar or manipulator, but your dog can detect when a human's actions stop matching their cues. And once that trust cracks, many dogs do what smart animals do. They stop buying what that person is selling. Source. Keep watching, because the next ability is where this stops being impressive and starts becoming emotional. Number 6. Your scent is not just a smell to your dog. It is identity, memory, and safety. To you, smell is background. To your dog, smell is biography. Dogs do not just recognize that you have a scent. Research suggests they build a mental representation of who you are through that scent. In tracking studies, dogs following their owner's odor showed surprise when the person at the end did not match the trail they were following. In brain imaging research, the scent of a familiar human activated reward-related areas in the canine brain more strongly than other scents. That is powerful because it means your dog is not simply smelling a body. Your dog is recognizing you, your presence, your history, your emotional meaning. And this is why a dog can be calmed by a shirt you wore, a blanket you touched, or the fading scent you left behind in a room. So when your dog reacts strangely around someone, part of what is happening may be comparison. This person does not smell like safety. This person does not smell familiar. This person carries chemical information that does not fit the emotional map your dog has built around home. Source. Number 5. Dogs read human faces better than most people realize. For years, many people assumed dogs only responded to obvious cues like shouting, smiling, or aggressive movement. But researchers have shown dogs can actually distinguish human emotional expressions, including happy and angry faces. And they don't appear to rely on one tiny clue alone. They process the face as an expression. That means when somebody says, "I'm fine," your dog may be reading the tension in their jaw, the hardness around their eyes, the frozen smile that never reaches the face. Dogs live in a world of microsignals. They watch for anger before anger becomes action. They notice discomfort before it becomes words. And because dogs have spent thousands of years evolving beside humans, reading our faces may be one reason they survive so well in our world. So when your dog relaxes instantly around one guest but goes quiet and watchful around another, your dog may be responding to facial emotion that you brushed past in the rush of the moment. Source. Number 4. Your dog can smell what people try to hide. Humans are great at acting normal. Your dog is great at smelling the truth underneath normal. Stress changes the body. Fear changes the body. Anxiety changes the body. Those internal states can alter sweat, breath, and odor chemistry, and dogs are built to detect tiny differences that humans never notice. In a recent study, dogs exposed to human stress odor behaved more pessimistically in an uncertain task, as if the smell of stress changed the emotional atmosphere around them. That matters more than most people understand. A person can smile, speak softly, and still carry a storm inside their body. Your dog may not know the story behind that storm, but your dog can detect that something is off. Elevated tension, fear, agitation, instability. So when your dog becomes uneasy around someone who seems calm on the surface, your dog may be responding to signals that live deeper than expression. Source. And this is where the mystery gets darker, because sometimes what your dog senses is not only emotion, sometimes it's physical change. Number 3. Dogs can detect illness with a precision that still shocks scientists. This almost sounds supernatural at first. Dogs have been trained to detect changes linked to cancer, low blood sugar, high blood sugar, and seizure-related odor. In diabetes alert research, some dogs successfully alerted far more often when their owners were outside their healthy glucose range. In seizure odor studies, trained dogs were able to distinguish seizure samples from non-seizure samples, suggesting that seizures may have a detectable scent signature. Be careful here. This does not mean every pet dog can diagnose disease on command. Accuracy varies, training matters, context matters, but the core fact remains stunning. The canine nose can detect real biological changes in the human body, changes many people cannot see or feel until much later. So when your dog suddenly becomes uneasy around someone who seems calm on the surface, your dog may be responding to signals that live deeper than expression. Source. Number 2. Dogs read human body language before a single word is spoken. You can fake kindness with your voice. You can fake confidence with your smile. Body language is harder to fake, and dogs are masters at reading it. The angle of your shoulders, the stiffness in your spine, the speed of your hand, the way you lean in, the hesitation before contact, the tension in your walk. To another human, those are tiny details. To a dog, they're the whole sentence. Dogs are constantly predicting what happens next. Is this person safe? Are they unstable? Are they moving with calm intention or controlled aggression? Long before a stranger touches you, your dog may already have an answer. That's why some dogs step between you and a person they dislike. That's why some freeze, stare, block, or quietly position themselves closer to your leg. It's not always fear. Sometimes it's assessment. And when you combine body language, scent, facial expression, and previous social behavior, your dog is not making one random guess. Your dog is building a case. Source. Number 1. Your dog has an emotional radar shaped by thousands of years beside humans. Dogs didn't become extraordinary human readers by accident. This bond was built over thousands of years living with us, watching us, depending on us, and adapting to our emotional world. Research on domestication shows dogs were already traveling with humans around 15,000 years ago. Other studies suggest dogs can emotionally synchronize with their owners, almost like your internal state leaks into theirs. The longer the bond, the deeper that attunement can become. So when your dog reacts strongly to someone, that reaction may come from many systems working at once: social judgment, reliability tracking, scent analysis, face reading, body language interpretation, emotional contagion. Your dog is not sitting there flipping a coin. Your dog is processing a flood of information with senses that are sharper than yours in ways that are easy to underestimate. And maybe that's the final truth most people miss. Your dog is not trying to impress you. Your dog is trying to protect you, sometimes quietly, sometimes in ways that look inconvenient, embarrassing, or irrational in the moment. But from your dog's point of view, something in that person doesn't fit. Source. So the next time your dog suddenly refuses to approach someone, keeps staring at them, places their body between you and them, don't laugh it off too quickly. Maybe it's nothing, but maybe your dog noticed the tension behind the smile, the instability behind the charm, the signal behind the performance. Because your dog is not just a pet. Your dog is a living sensor for emotion, behavior, and intent. Your dog may understand pieces of human truth that people work very hard to hide. And that's the chilling part. Your dog might know things about people you don't. So tell me in the comments, has your dog ever warned you about someone before you realized something was wrong? If this video changed how you see your dog, like, share, and subscribe for more deep science-backed stories about your best friend.